Hey everybody, it's Tori and Joe again. Today we're going to talk about a simple topic, but it's very important for the buyers, especially on the realtor aspect, of basically receiving your pre-approval and then going into the 203K process. Tori, why don't you go ahead and start us off, and then I'll explain on the realtor side.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you guys will come to us and we'll get a pre-approval. Let's just say the pre-approval is for 300,000. You can afford a loan up to 300,000 and we're looking at houses. What a lot of people don't think of is let Joe, your realtor, show you houses at 250 as well, at maybe 220 as well. Because when you walk in the house with Joe as your realtor, and this house is 220, because you're approved up to 300, there's an $80,000 in there for you to make the house the way you want. You could see a 280 house instead of a 300 house. No, you have 20,000 to get it to where you want. So I think it helps open up deals for you that a lot of people won't take if Joe's standing next to your side, and then I'll let you take it here, Joe. And Joe said, and you say, this house is at 250. I know I have another 50. You turn to Joe and say, hey, for this other 50, this is what I would want done. Can we get there or not? So there's a whole
Exactly.
other slew of houses for you to look at with Joe as the realtor because you have Joe as the builder. You can make those decisions on the spot. And that should open up a lot of houses that a lot of people won't look into for you. And we just slide right into the renovation loan. We have 8 different renovation loans. So it doesn't matter if it's a big one, if it's a small one. It doesn't matter if you walk into a house at 100,000 and you need 200 to put into it.
Right.
Either way, I think you're with the right guy. And Joe, I'll let you kind of, sharpen the pencil on that.
So yeah, so Tori, I think it's a great example at the $300,000 home, because if you're thinking about it from my realtor aspect, when somebody gives me a $300,000 pre-approval, literally the client, the buyer usually says, I want to see properties 280 to 300,000, and depending on the taxes they're pre-approved for, they might go to 310. But if you're looking for a certain area, yeah, of course that's going to be what you're looking for. But now let's say in that certain area, now we have 220 homes, we have $200,000 homes, and you can put 100K into it. All of a sudden now, oh wait, I can have equity in my property if I only put 80 into it, and I can have 20,000 on the side. So it's certain things you can think about, especially with the 203 renovation process, where it's opening doors and avenues for you. So you're not looking into one particular mindset of price range, I should say. So now when somebody comes to me and says, hey, I got a $300,000 pre-approval, now my realtor says, have you ever thought about a renovation loan? We can go 220, we can go 250, and if we only got to put 50K into it, we can get it to 300,000. You're still pre-approved for that. Other aspect is, let's say we're in that certain type of neighborhood where homes are around 300,000, 350 ARV. Okay, you saw a home for 270 in the area. Now I've got to put my builder's hat on. Okay, what do I need to improve here to get to 300,000 ARV 320 so this loan can go through? So that's the important purpose of having me as a realtor and as a builder, because if it's just a realtor, oh, put 50,000 into it, you're at 300,000, you're at pre-approval. But now my builder has says, okay, the ARV is this neighborhood yielding homes at 320, 350 that are selling. So that's the point with going with me and Tori, because I have the builder hat and the realtor hat to think about all that stuff. So you're not, the buyer, our client is not wasting time going through this whole process. And now you're 25 days in and the appraiser says, no, this house is only worth 290, and you're thinking of putting 50K into it. So that's the whole thing, but we're just opening more horizons for our buyers is what we're doing.
It increases all their opportunities, Joe.
Yeah,
And this is going to not be made on the spot, right?
exactly, exactly. So I think that's a great thing. I think a lot of buyers need to know that just because you got a pre-approval at this point doesn't mean you can't go down and put money into your house that you want. Because a lot of houses at the price point, in my experience, a lot of buyers don't like the houses that they're saying. They're like, well, I want this, I want that. Well, let's just go down a little bit and create instant equity. So that's why I think this was very important to talk about.
All right. If you guys have any questions, reach out to Joe and I. Thanks.
No problem. Thank you, Tori.